Next question is coming from our Geneva-based colleague Bayram, who works for Anatoly News Agency from Turkey. Bayram, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Thank you very much. I have a short question for Dr. Tedros. Mr. Tedros, do you think the initiative today on open access to vaccines and drugs against COVID-19 can get the support of President Trump? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I cannot answer that question. I think you better ask the President.
That was a short question, short answer. Now we go to Bianca Rotier from Globo from Brazil. Bianca.
Hi, Tarek. Thanks a lot. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks. Yeah, I work for Brazilian TV, Globo and Globo News, so I'll make the question in Portuguese. Eu acho que os senhores devem...
I think that you must remember that we were talking about the exchange of information on health in Brazil, and that we then had a new minister who had a different position to our president, Jair Bolsonaro, and he talked about a vertical system and they considered the essential services. I'm not going to ask about the policies, but I'd like to hear about guidance and how the fact that Brazilians have ended up feeling so lost because of the different points of view that have been hearing. So we'd like to know about what are really the essential points that should be considered. Thank you.
I don't think the question is clear. From the perspective in Brazil, we've seen the increase in the number of cases, and in general, we've seen an increase in the number of Central and South American countries. And I think this has been a factor in many large federated states. The Director General has, I think, said this many, many times. Regardless of the effectiveness of the health system, what's really crucial is that there's coherence, cohesion, and a cross-party, all of government, all of society approach, especially in large federated states where communities need to hear a consistent message from leadership at all levels. That message needs to be clear, and governments need to walk the talk of those messages. So I think all countries have struggled, and this is not a phenomenon unique to Brazil. It is difficult in the face of a major crisis to maintain that cohesion, to maintain trust with society, to ensure that governance is driven by science. And these are the factors, the behaviours and the ethos that drives a perfect, not a perfect response, but a good response. No response is perfect. It's very difficult to look at any response around the world and say that anyone has got it completely right. But those who've got it better have been those countries that have really worked on a cohesive, clear communication with population, simple messages, and an all-party and all-of-society approach.